Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Spotlight. I have the pleasure of being joined by Jasmine Ofori, our social media specialist and our business partner. My name is Cyrus, aka Whisperboy, and I am the CEO of Whisperboy.com. And Jasmine Ofori is the CEO of Jew Digital. So today we want to talk about the ways and means for advertising our podcasts and books. So the name of this episode is Tips and Tricks for Advertising Books and Podcasts. What is your winning strategy? If you're an author, if you're a podcaster, if you're a YouTube channel owner, if you're a content creator, my main question to you is, do you have a winning strategy? Are you winning already? Please come to the stage and share your strategies with us. If not, you will win at some point. Just keep trying. That's how podcasting and being an author works, right? So let's start then. So Jasmine, how are you doing today? You okay?
I'm doing well, thank you very much. And yourself, Whisperboy?
£1 million, my friend. I feel like £1 million.
Fantastic.
So, what have you been doing recently in the days leading to Christmas and New Year's? What have you got planned? What are you doing these days?
Okay, I'll tell you what I've been doing, what I've been up to. The last thing I did was I had an event on the 6th of December. That was an interesting one. We had over, I believe, 65 people attending that event, and it was all about hot topic speakers. So people came on and spoke about what they specialized in. It was inspirational, motivational, and a lot of people enjoyed it. We had great feedback, and the post and the feedback is still going on LinkedIn and social platforms. Everybody's saying how much they've enjoyed it. But what I've been up to is basically preparing for 2025. So I have an event that I'm hosting again in February 2025 on the 28th of February. It's a Friday, 1 p.m. till 5 p.m. EST, and it's all about visibility. So if you're interested in being a speaker on that event, feel free to book a chat with me and then we'll talk about it. I can also leave the links in the comment section so you can figure out what this event is all about and if it's suitable for you. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Plus, I've had a cold, so I've been laid up a bit, but I'm well now. I'm good.
It could be worse. Could be man flu.
Man flu. Yeah, I was sneezing because we had a podcast with Annie, didn't we? Lessons we learned from COVID-19. I was just sneezing all over the place.
I'm so sorry to hear
Yeah,
you've been ill, and I wish you a quick
yeah.
recovery as well. So,
I've recovered. I'm
joking
good now.
aside, that's good. Joking aside, I'm really happy you are busy and you have been busy doing what you love, which is
Yes.
creating events and advertising people on Facebook and other social media platforms. And before I forget, Jasmine, we are so proud of you, and you have achieved a lot in such a space of time, a small space of time that you've been that you've been growing. And did your organization get this big from the get-go, or did you have to persevere for a little bit?
Exactly. You have to persevere for a little bit, be on your own for a little bit, and do everything, be the finance person, be the promoter, be everything within the business. But as you keep going on and people see what you're doing, the right people will be attracted to you. Like, for example, you, Cyrus, we've merged and we've collaborated and see the magic that we're producing. So at the end of the day, you have to start somewhere, believe in yourself, and then hopefully the right people will come along and push you forward. But no, yeah, it hasn't been easy. It's not easy.
Absolutely. So, regarding the right people, when it comes to being an author and being a podcaster, regarding the right people, I just wanted to say, right people may or may not be found. However, the right collaborations are made. They're not found.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so the collaboration as an example, just to give people this example, we are actually on this example live as we speak. So this is a collaboration that we're doing, right? I've got my organization, you've got yours, and we are collaborating. So we made it work. It wasn't there from the get-go, was it? So right people may or may not be found. So please do not wait for the right people to be found. Don't wait for people to find you. Don't wait to find the right people. Approach people. Okay, if you're an author, approach other authors. Create a community. That's one of the lessons that we need to learn when it comes to being an author. You need to approach people. Okay, that's tip number one. Create a community around your book, around your podcast. Okay, I sometimes get authors who come to me and say, "Well, I've not achieved anything since I published," and I ask them, "What have you been doing?" And I'll find out they've been doing nothing really, nothing of significance for the book. That's your baby. You just created that book, right? Nurture that book. Just talk about it. Do you have a podcast? No, I don't. Okay. So you have a book, but you don't have a podcast. So do you talk about your book? Do you have an audio room? No, I don't. Okay, so you don't have a podcast and you don't have an audio room and you don't talk about your book. Do you have a Facebook page with hundreds or thousands of people on it? No. Have you got a Facebook page at all? No. So you've written a book and you don't talk about it. How do you expect other people to talk about it if you don't? Right? So it really is a matter of mindset. Okay, so if you don't talk about it, how do you expect other people to talk about it, right? So you need to keep that in mind. You have to start talking about your book. Make it the focus of your attention, and then other people will make it the focus of their attention. So I just want to say hello to my friends, family, and colleagues on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and also Jasmine's LinkedIners, YouTubers, and Facebookers, friends, Facebooker friends, YouTuber friends, and LinkedIner friends and family. So, Natalie, thank you so much for joining us. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, that's a very good comment there. Start talking about your books. Don't be shy. So, if you've created a podcast or book and you don't talk about it, we found out that it's not helpful to a situation. What should you do instead? Okay, so you should talk to one person. You don't have to talk to everyone at the same time. You have to talk to one person, and that one person should be of the same mentality as yourself. Okay, so as an example, I talked to Jasmine about the book that I was writing, and I said to Jasmine, "Okay, Jasmine, you're into online advertising because the book is about branding and podcasting. So what can you do about it?" And then she said, "All right, so I'll collaborate in terms of how to advertise online." Now, that is how I ended up having the online advertising material written by an online advertising expert. That's how it happened. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be able to write. We wouldn't be able to have it the way it will be. Like, it's going to be fantastic. So an expert has written that, but I wasn't an expert in running paid advertising on social media. She is. So that is how she ended up writing those chapters. Is it 5 or is it 6 chapters you're writing? I think
it's 6.
6, yeah.
6.
Okay. So 6 chapters of it is written by Jasmine Ofori. So if you want to make a difference in your book, just like Jasmine said, you need to collaborate. Okay, so collaboration is the way forward. sometimes people come to me and say, "Oh, such and such person's book is succeeding, but my book hasn't achieved anything really." First of all, not yet. Okay, you will achieve the success that you want and you need. Secondly, you are fighting against the team. Of course, they win. You know the rope pulling competitions? Imagine one person on the left-hand side and 10 people on the right-hand side. Who do you think will win? Which team do you think wins? You're not even classed as a team. You are on your own, right? So if you are on your own, you are not a team. And if you are on your own, you will most certainly lose against a team because there's 10 of them and there's only one of you, right? So let's bring Ollie direct to the stage and find out what Ollie's got to say about winning strategies for making a book famous. Let's do this. Hi, Ollie. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Spotlight. We're today talking about tips and tricks for advertising books and podcasts and winning strategy. So what is your winning strategy for a book? What would you, first of all, please tell us if you have a book and if you had a book, what would your strategy be?
Well, first, thank you, Cyrus and Jasmine, for inviting me. And I love when you say aioli because it's like I'm loving words. So aioli sounds like ketchup, mayonnaise, and aioli. You know, bringing my sauce in that. So hello, dear LinkedIn and YouTube. The things I'm not an author per se yet. I aim to publish my book next year and to write it before I'm 49, before 21st June of next year. But the thing that I'm proud of is that I said yes to Dr. Constance Leyland, CJ Leyland, and also Susanna, because I'm a co-author to 2 anthologies. They published 4 anthologies this year, and the first one was Beyond Boundaries, where we were 27 co-authors. And the second one I was partaking was Rebel with a Cause. And so the first was talking about my life, and the second one was talking about education and my aspiration, my path to become a neurolanguage coach, to use my words and my French knowledge to help the learners to learn, improve French. I'm a language enthusiast, and I'm more and more aware about the words. So when it comes to podcast, let me tell you that I am launching this Sunday my podcast, but it was not my first attempt. My first attempt was 4 years ago. I was publishing probably 4 episodes, and it was in 2020. And then after that, I was like not continuing. My new podcast will be with language experts and also language learners. And what I like is that when you are partaking in being a co-author, you are tapping into a network. And when you are inviting experts, you are also amplifying your message. Because these persons will share in their respective network your podcast, your book, or whatever. And so it's about partnership. When you are partnering with podcast, you invite each time a new guest. So each 1 or 2 weeks, you invite their audience to listen to them and also to listen to you. So that's what I will say a winning formula. So when I hear you, and I will yield the mic, but when I hear you, there is a powerful word in 3 letters that is really important, and it stands for intention. But the 3 important letters are yet. YET, yet. Because when you say no, I think nowadays I would say not yet. And not only about not yet, I will do it, but at some point there are things that I cannot do. So it will be not yet, but I will ask someone else to help me, so that I will say yes, thanks to XYZ, because I cannot do it on my own. And without CJ, without Susanna, and without all the co-authors, I will not be a successful co-author because we were successful together in our respective anthologies. Thank you.
You're muted. We can't hear you. One thing I like about what you said on another podcast, Ollie, was that, you know, it's not about competition. We complete each other. And that is the key to collaboration. You know, competition has no room. When you collaborate, you go far. So yeah, thank you for that. And congratulations to you for launching your, you know, well, about to launch your podcast. I'm excited for you.
Thank you. And as CJ said, because it's not from me, it's from CJ. Like,
It's from CJ. Okay.
Yeah, it's CJ that said we don't compete, we complete, because it's really important. And it stands for a book that I was learning 2 to 3 years ago. Who, not how.
I see. Okay.
Dan Miller, I think. It's a book that really emphasizes that the most important question is not how could I achieve this, but who can help me to achieve this.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That's phenomenal. Ollie, you never disappoint. That's amazing. Thank you. So those were the wise words of Ollie Dirk, our friend from our neighbor. Actually, he's from France, and one of the great things about being an author is that you want to be heard. You want people to read what you've got to say, right? So the best... Oh, sorry, I need to correct something. Our friend is from Belgium, not from France. And thank you so much, Ollie, for correcting me. Thank you so much. And I apologize for the mistake. Yeah, as our Belgian friend rightly said, you need to get involved with someone who knows a little bit better than you do, right? So perhaps they have published a couple of anthologies before, or perhaps they have published books, a book or two on their own. So use their experience to your advantage. Because at the end of the day, if you stay on your own, you're not a part of a team. You are being a solopreneur. One of the worst words in the new new world of business, really, is being a solopreneur. So that is adding an extra hurdle on your way to success, the hurdle that you don't need. Okay, so that is so being solopreneur means you do everything on your own. Okay, so you have to do your own editing, you have to do your own this, your own that. Yes, it's great to do things on your own to great extent. Yes, it's brilliant. If you can't afford it, do it yourself. But you need to remember that if you're part of a team, they will contribute as well to your work, and then you will contribute to theirs. Okay, that's how collaborations happen, right? And what are anthologies? Anthologies are collaborative efforts in writing books. So let's say a book has 10 chapters, and just to give you lessons we learned from COVID-19 by Annie Osung and his 10 co-authors. So that is an anthology. That's a perfect example of anthology. Everyone wrote a chapter, and then bam, you have a book, right? So now the next thing I wanted to bring to your attention, guys, is what is your strategy? And most of the authors that I know, they are really good at writing. That's why they are authors. But at the end of the day, if people don't pay for your book and they don't buy the book, your book, which is your business, will be deprived from the oxygen that it needs. The oxygen being the cash flow, which is the oxygen for any business, really. So have you sat down and written the main strengths of your book? Have you sat down to find out who's going to read your book? Which age range have you written the book for? Or now that you've written it, that's the main thing that many people forget to factor in, unfortunately. So I know many authors who haven't done this, and they still don't do this. So you need to sit down and find out what is the mentality and the common problems of a person who reads your book, right? Because if your book is not helpful to people, they won't buy it. Nobody pays for your book out of pity. Okay. In the same way, you never buy, I don't know, you never buy anyone's book out of pity, right? That book needs to solve a problem. We've all bought books in the past that didn't result in anything positive. We've all got a couple of books in our shelf that we have read 5 to 6 pages out of, right? And then we put it in there. We put it in the library, right? And that's what I call. And they are mostly self-development books. Have you had any of those, Jasmine? Have you bought any self-development books that you didn't finish? I have.
I've got loads on my shelf, which I say, oh my goodness, I need to get to it. But it's still there. But I will get to it eventually. I buy
Absolutely.
them. I buy them because I believe in self-development. Any book can teach you something. You don't have to necessarily know everything about the book. Pick 3 key things to take forward and you'll do just fine. Sometimes you don't have to complete the full book. As long as something in it speaks to you, that's the main thing.
Absolutely. So when you buy a book for self-development, it develops you if you read it.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're not doing self-development. You are doing shelf development, right? So
that's what I'm doing at the moment, Cyrus. Shelf development.
Right. Next, I'm going to bring Tracy JC to the stage. Let's find out what she's got to, what kind of value she's got to add to our viewers and listeners. Let's go to Tracy JC. How's it going, Tracy? You all right?
Hi,
think you're
Jasmine.
muted.
Sorry.
Hi, Tracy. Okay.
Mute button. This is the key. Okay. Sorry. How are you?
I feel great. Thank you. How are you today? It's so exciting to meet you today.
I have problem loading your event. That's why I just, so the StreamYard link, let's go backstage so I can listen both of you. It's fascinating to see self-development. I think it's rather harsh. I don't like to say the word, but the word exists for decades. Okay. I do audiobooks, and the reason I do audiobooks is because reading is you have to initiate the action, but listening to audiobook is passive. Anybody has 2 ears, as long as you have a normal hearing ability, you will hear me. And I've been doing this for 4 months now because I used to be an audiobook consumer. I listen to a lot of audiobooks, but honestly, I'm not auditory. I'm a visual learner. So oftentimes when I was doing one thing, I listening to audiobooks for very important books, I have to go back in chapters to listen. Really full intention, excuse me, to learn something. But for, novels or things, kind of entertainment purpose, that's okay. So not all the books are audible, but there are large percentage of the books can be audible as long as you somehow can edit it a little bit, make it audible. That's what I've been doing for my husband's autobiography. The reason I started because I told him, you can sell your books, hundreds of copies. He was self-publishing, okay, and how do you make sure people can read it? We don't need a book put under the table to level it up. Oftentimes, we put it there just because, I have it. And once you have it in possession, you probably don't have the motivation to read it. And in Chinese, we say you only read the books that you borrowed. Once you have it, not interested anymore. So this is how I started my audiobook production. Been doing that every day, and because I'm on a Audible platform, I have to do the updates twice per day. If I miss one, audience will drop significantly, because my audience as of this morning, 65% are female. They are just, I would say, very intuitive. They like to have updates constantly because women are tailored to changes. And I have, I used to be 77% women. I guess now the demographics changed, a little bit healthier. Used to be heavily 77% female, 23% male. Now it's like a 63 to 27. I think probably will be eventually somewhere like a 50 to 55 to 45. That would be super healthy. I like that, to have that kind of makeup, because the things I'm reading right now, after I did my husband's autobiography, I'm in lots of like social topics, those things. I keep it really short. All my recordings are done under 2 minutes, because I know at 2.5 minutes is critical time. People start dropping. They don't want to listen to you anymore. And because I don't do podcasts, so don't have this kind of interaction, pretty much just my monologue. It's kind of boring. You can have audience engaged, but that engagement was you ask, how do you feel this? Oh, let me continue. That's not enough. We need more interaction to have people engaged. So Cyrus was asking for strategy. And this is a strategy I always say to authors and book writers. Do Audible or whatever the platform that you feel comfortable with. Read it by yourself, because no one can do a better job than you. You know your books. And don't read the whole book. Read the chapters that really, really make sense to you. And you think this, if I don't have anything else, this one chapter, this is something I want to deliver. And that's super important, because that passion of yours will influence your audience as well. It will be perceived well. And because I'm also a content creator, I'm still a technical writer. I will give you a few bullet points. 1, when you have a strategy, hopefully you do. If you don't, figure out one. And once you have the strategy, first thing, be consistent. Consistency will win. 2, stay focused. Don't go left and right. If you go multi-platform, it's okay, but stay on one first before you go multiple, so you can figure out whether this work or not. 3, do niche marketing. Make sure you know your market. You have something other people doesn't offer or doesn't do as well as yours. 4, be patient. This thing will take a long time, not just a month, could be years. You want an immediate win? That's not possible. Go out and buy a lottery. That's the immediate win. But how often does it happen? 1 after trillion, maybe? Hopefully you can be very lucky on that. Last thing, improve your efficiency and productivity. And that's all I wanted to share. Thank you so much. Happy Friday, the 13th.
Thank you so much. Now, if I may please ask you,
Sure.
now, Tracy, so first of all, thank you so much for sharing what you shared with us. These are the things that authors normally pay for to hear and learn, right? And you're providing that free of charge to the listeners and viewers. Thank you so much for that. It was valuable. It is valuable. And so you mentioned be consistent. Okay, that is something that we always see and hear amongst content creators. I think that part of you, that side of you, comes from being a content creator, right? And that's what I've learned being a content creator myself. I'm not much of a content creator. I am a creator. Okay, so because I create a system that works. I create more than I content create, but yeah, I sometimes create content as well.
Yeah, but what you have, your channel, the delivery matters a lot. It helps the content creator to deliver their messages. You are the speaker, the mic, right, Cyrus?
Yeah, absolutely. So because I said that because I help people. I mean, me and Jasmine, we both do this. We help people become podcasters. So because I believe there's a podcaster in everyone, and if you talk to people like Annie Osong, Dr. Constance Leyland, and Ava Eagle Brown, when you talk to these people, because they're publishers, they know for a fact, and they've learned it the hard way, right? They know for a fact that there's an author in everyone, right? And I believe there's a podcast in everyone. And if you're an author and you don't have a podcast, you're leaving a lot of money on the table, right? So another point that you made, which is really valid, is being patient, because there are a lot of people who say, "Oh, I started." Oh, nice. When did you start? Oh, 6 months ago. I'm not a millionaire yet. I started 6 months ago. Oh, brilliant. Okay. Be patient. Be patient. What is your book about? I'm helping families with their finances. That is such a broad term, isn't it? Such a broad subject. If you're serving everyone, you're helping no one, right? So in writing your book, you need to niche down, just like you mentioned earlier. Niche down, and then the market will buy your product. Okay, people come to the market with the target, with something on mind, which is, oh, I have a problem. What does their brain tell them? Oh, you need a solution. They come to the market and they have a specific problem. A woman goes to the market and the woman thinks, oh, my husband knows nothing about the finances and he's so stubborn and he's doing all of our finances as well. Maybe I should buy him a book. So, sometimes people do that kind of stuff. My mom is one of them. And my dad was so stubborn. Like, he was like, I want to do the finances. I control the finances. You control what happens in the house and you control the business. But finances is with me. And my mom said, okay, that's fine. And then she bought him a book on how to manage. This is brilliant, right? How to manage the finances of a vehicle showroom. Okay, showroom, right? So showroom finance management. That's very niche down, very nice. Okay, it's not for butchers, it's not for bakers, it's for showroom owners, right? So Mom's clever. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's saying, right? So, so instead of asking him to just read the book, she signed my dad up to an accounting class, and he didn't want to go to the class, so he read the book. Strategies, right? Strategies. So. And I asked her, why did you do that? And she said, well, I just thought, what better way to push him towards, to give him a nudge in the right direction by signing him up to a class. He has a commitment issue. He doesn't have literacy issues, right? And it took him 11 years before he proposed to me. Obviously, he's got commitment issues. So. So, well, then again, that's my mom, right? So he knows her man. She knows her man. So and the next thing, you mentioned improve your efficiency and productivity. Remember, guys, if you are not efficient and if you're not productive, you cannot improve something you haven't got. Okay, so that was a massive point, number 5 that you mentioned. Thank you so much for that.
You are very welcome. So thank you so much for Jasmine and Cyrus. This topic needs to be discussed over and over again because people don't hear it. Once you say 1 time, 2 times, you have to say 3 times. That's still a trilogy. You do it 3 times before the end of the year, so people will remember.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
You know,
thank you.
in terms of tactics and stuff like that, I get inspired. I do get inspired by Jasmine, and I do get inspired by Annie Osang as well, and also Paulette Hallam. She's another fantastic author, and she's a business strategist as well. So, I'm not the best, but I know the best. I receive help from the best, right? And that makes me resourceful, right? And that makes me lucky as well, obviously. I am the luckiest guy on LinkedIn, I'm telling you, because I know all the right people. It's never what you know, it's who you know, right?
Yeah, that's exactly collaboration, knowing the resource, who does what the best, and you put them together, that's a winning team. One person can never do it all.
Imagine 99 people each putting 1% in. That's a winning team, right? If one of them is ill for one day, the team is down by 1%. The bigger your team, the more efficient your team, the more chances of you succeeding. Just remember that bit.
Yeah,
okay?
like you said, collaboration is never found, it's made intentionally. Thank you so much for this collaboration.
My pleasure.
Wonderful. Have a great day. Oh no, actually, have a great evening and wonderful night. Bye for now.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming. So it was Tracy, JC. She's phenomenal. I've seen her on other live events as well. And again, she's one of those people. She never disappoints. So the strategy that me and Jasmine have been collaborating on is we do create a podcast, but if you create the podcast or if you create the book, but your marketing strategy is not right, and you don't speak to the right people, right? Your book will flop, your podcast will flop. So it's that is okay. That is fine. People who are afraid of failing, they are afraid of taking chances. People who are afraid of taking chances, they never take chances. And people who don't take chances, never get anything done. You got to make mistakes. However, necessary mistakes, calculated mistakes, not unnecessary mistakes, right? So if you know the solution to bad sales stats is creating teams, well, then create a team then. You don't have to make that mistake. That is the ABC of creating a book. Create the book and then go ahead and create a team behind it, right? Make sure you answer that question. What's in it for me? WIFM, WIFM, right? What's in it for me? You answer that question for those people. They will join you, right? So me and Jasmine never discussed this, but I'm just first time I'm saying this, and first time I'm saying it on a live event, right? So she calculated in her head what's in it for me, and I calculated in my head what's in it for me. Why are we collaborating? Why do people collaborate? It's because it's like we are carrying a sofa together, right? So I hold this end, and Jasmine holds the other end, and we carry the sofa. Sometimes we put it in a lift and take it to the higher level. Sometimes we have to take it through the stairs. Regardless, if we are in trouble, we are in trouble together, right? If things go wrong, if things are difficult, if there's a technical issue or whatever, we are all in it. We're both in it, right? But we are in it to win it, right? So, Jasmine, how do you feel about this? That what's in it for me? That question, because we are both helping each other, and the collaboration is working. How do you feel about it?
I think this is where maybe I think slightly differently. So when I collaborate with somebody, I'm thinking about how can I add value to them? Because by doing that, naturally, it will be reflected back to you. So when you look at it from that point of view, then yeah, there is that element of what's in it for me. But this time you're doing it because you want to help the person. You want to see them win, just like I want to see you, win and be great in what you do because you're amazing. I think you're highly talented in what you do, and a lot
Oh,
more
thank
people
you.
should know about you. You're welcome, Cyrus. Yeah, but I view it from how can I add value, and then from there, before you know it, everything is sort of falling into place. That's how
Absolutely.
I view it. Yeah,
But I'm a
yeah,
bottom line thinker, right?
yeah.
But if you add value to people and they don't
Mhm.
add value back to you, that is a one-way traffic.
It
And
is.
right, so at the end of the day, that what's in it for me is still in there, right? So
Yeah,
I agree with you. You have to create a team and you have to help them win, and that's the first thing that me and you discussed when we
yeah,
started working together. I said to you, my strategy is to get people to where they want to get. Okay, I find out where the author wants to go, and then it really depends on how big they think,
yeah.
how big their dreams are, and I'll get them to their dreams. That's my job, and I do that through the medium of music um, and visual arts and stuff like that. So yeah, I agree with your that mentality. However, remember, if you add value and that value that you are adding is not reciprocated, change that team member, right?
Yeah.
That team member is not reciprocating your efforts. And if you could choose between a team member or a collaborator that reciprocates, if you had the choice between a reciprocator and a non-reciprocator, which one would you choose?
Obviously, a reciprocator, obviously. So when
Absolutely.
you're choosing, you just make sure
Mhm.
that they reciprocate. They are the sort of person that reciprocates value to you. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, we all, whether we say it or we don't, we think it, right? What's in it for me? So I am helping you guys, and then at some point, the result will be everybody winning, and that's the situation I want to see, right? So so that is our mentality, and as a result, and we have some work to prove it to you guys as well, because I'm gonna play something on the screen now. This is something we created for Raging Waters. I'm not sure if you guys heard about Raging Waters. Raging Waters is a book that one of my friends wrote to stop divorces, unnecessary divorces from happening. And we discussed it last night as well. Well, if there's a abusive relationship, yeah, by all means, end it. Not tonight. End it last night. Not tomorrow night. Ended 2 nights ago. It's not possible to end it 2 nights ago. No, end it tonight then, right? If it's abusive relationship, but if it's something that you guys can resolve, by all means, resolve it. Do not lose your ally without a fight. Okay, fight for what you've built up. So that's what that book is about, and a lot more. And Raging Waters is available on Amazon now, and that is a book that we are promoting. She's a community member. This amazing lady who wrote the book. She is Miss Ekwe, EKWE, Tolu Ekwe. And in order to prove to the community that we appreciate her, and by the way, she's going to be, her book is going to be amongst the books that we are going to enter into a competition for our end of the year promo party as well, right? Please don't forget that, guys. So there's going to be 4 books. Raging Water by Tolu Ekwe, Jack and Walter by Paulette Hallam. Jasmine, please correct me if I'm wrong. Any O songs, a lesson we learned from COVID-19. Of course, any O song and the co-authors. It's like a football team, isn't it? There's 11 of them or 10 of them. I'm not sure. And what was the 4th book? Oh, that's fantastic.
The finance one by Professor Ezenikwe.
No, she's a co-author in Lessons We Learned from COVID-19.
Yeah, she's wrote her own book as well about finance.
No, that wasn't that one. I
Okay.
usually forget about three things: names,
Okay.
numbers, and I can't remember the third one. So as soon as I remember that one, I will mention that as well, guys. So there's going to be 4 books in total. And Leslie Flowers is The Possibility of Irada. That's the book I nearly forgot. If Leslie was watching this show, she would be shaking her head in disapproval, of course. So just to be clear. So yeah, let's have a look at the stuff we made for Tolu. So yeah, as I said before, our strategy is to create content for authors predominantly and podcasters. So we're going to add this. Okay. It's not there. Please tell me if there's an echo.
There's no echo at the moment.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Awesome. Let's go.
When it feels like it's too late to save your ship, and all you feel is sheer panic, the sinking ship is your relationship, like you're the captain of the Titanic. When hurt, fear, and rage are all that you feel, and your broken heart cannot heal, when you can no longer fix it, and when the struggle feels too real, gift raging waters to your sons, gift this book to your daughters. Teach them to save their marriage in life's bad times and raging waters. Help them navigate when the current is strong. Guide them back when it all feels wrong. Before harsh hearts sink and their ship runs aground, let raging waters bring love back around. Let raging waters bring love back around. When raging waters bring love back around.
Okie dokie. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think so far, Jasmine?
I think it's beautiful. Yes, I really do love it. I like the emotion that comes out of that music, and it matches closely with the book and what the book is all about. So, yeah, very creative, Cyrus.
Excellent. So I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so regarding the strategies that we spoke about so far, we talked about collaboration. And well, when it comes to collaboration, who is it that you're supposed to collaborate with? Okay, so we are supposed to collaborate with the people that we trust and people who trust us, right? So the people who trust, people that we trust, they are amongst the friends and family. Okay, so talk to the closest people you know. Okay, and explain to them the book's been released. And by the way, please do not start advertising your book after it is released. You need to start advertising your book 6 months before it's released, right? You have to mention it so many times people get sick of you, right? I am writing a book. I am writing a book. I am writing a book, right? I am writing a book. 5 words. It's not difficult, and it's not about somebody else either. It's about you. You are helping yourself win, right? I am writing a book. Get used to it. I am creating a podcast soon. Get used to it. So you need to create that advertising space, right? You need to tell the world what you're going to do, right? Even people who do negative stuff, they are proud of it. You know, the world prisons are full of people, full of criminals who are so proud of the thefts they have done and the crimes they have committed, right? You're going to do something positive, right? You're going to do something amazing. Why shouldn't you be proud of it? Okay. Okay. Now, in terms of collaborating, if you find someone whose intention is to promote you, right? Give them something in return. If you have a platform, advertise them. Tit for tat, right? Advertise them. Tell them, you go ahead and advertise me, and I'm going to advertise you. That's how me and Jasmine started together, right? We wanted to succeed, and then we decided to succeed together. That's how it works. Instead of one winning person, we get 2 winning individuals. How does it work? Every time I go live, Jasmine promotes the event on her platforms as well. So she extends my reach. Every time she goes live, I extend her reach using my methods, right? So one of the examples that I can mention here, I'm gonna play something for you guys. Okay. All right. Jasmine probably knows what I'm going to play. Can you share? Can you share yourself, Jasmine, that video that you made for your events? The one that has your music in it.
Oh, yeah, the one that I was promoting the event. Oh, I see. Okay.
I like that one. That is such a fantastic video. It's so effective. It's so short and effective. That is one effective piece of advertising material. I love it. That is an example for everybody. For if you're an author and you want to advertise something, do it with Jasmine's style. It's just brilliant.
I'm just looking for it now. So if you've got something else to say, feel free to do so.
Oh yeah, sure, of course. So a lot of people, a lot of authors that I have the pleasure of meeting and working with don't have websites. So why is it important for you to have your own website? Search engine optimization. What does that mean? When you are on someone else's platform, as an example on LinkedIn, you can't dictate to the platform the changes that you need to be applied. But when you're on your own website, you are able to add a certain type of plugin. You are able to make the necessary changes to the smallest of necessary changes, right? You're able to do those, make those changes. But when you're on somebody else's platform, on, I don't know, YouTube or TikTok, Facebook, on LinkedIn, these platforms do not allow you to make changes to them, which is natural, which is the way it is, right? They are their own platform. So if by any chance, another advantage of having your own website is that if by any chance any of these platforms change or change their method of working, just like LinkedIn did recently, they scrapped the whole concept of audio room only events, right? No nasty surprises when you have your own website, right? And you are in control, full control of what happens in terms of the content, in terms of the controls. You have full control of those websites. I've got 18, and it is hard work. Oh yes, it is hard work, and sometimes doing websites is difficult, and sometimes it makes you swear in 2 languages. But it is eventually it is worth it. Why? Because you will be a website owner. Okay, so when you're a website owner, you will be able to pick and choose a lot of things, because it is your own platform, it is your own home. Okay, and when you're ready, please let me know as well, Jasmine. So in terms of,
I've just shared the YouTube link in the chat, so you can grab it if you want to share it. It's in YouTube, the private chat. Private chat.
Oh, private chat.
Yeah. The very bottom one.
Oh yeah, good. YouTube watch. Oh, this is a very good example. Oh, I love it. Ha. Okay, I'm going to play a YouTube video, guys. A piece of advertising. That's a perfect example for people who want to advertise their book or advertise their events. I'm so excited. I'm stuttering. So let's add this one to the stage, and let's have a look at this one. If it echoes again, please let me know. Okie dokie. That's the one. Is that clear? Yeah?
I can't hear it yet.
I can't hear it yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for waiting, guys. All right. Share. Can you guys see it now? Yes, you should be able to see it now.
About so many things that you can. I'm all fired.
Is it audible?
Yes, I can hear it now, Cyrus.
Yes, let's do it, guys. This is fantastic, guys. This is quite educational for everyone.
I'm all fired up. I'm all fired up because I'm hosting my first virtual event in 2024. It's called the Hot Topic Speakers. It's happening on December the 6th between 1 p.m. till 5 p.m. EST. My co-host is Dr. Patricia Rogers from Unity and Service. She is a visibility strategist and she's been coaching me and supporting me in making this event happen. I'm so excited to deliver value. There'll be a great lineup of speakers who will be there to motivate you, to inspire you, and teach you about so many things that you can take into 2024 to make it successful. So come along, it's only $10, and the value that you get for $10 is immense. You get an email list, you get a nice background, you get live entertainment, and also you get to showcase your business and what you do. And that is something that will definitely help you to do well in 2024 going forward into 2025. So I extend an invite to you to come along and share what you do and also connect with people because, you know, people need people, as Dr. Patricia Rogers says. I'll see you on the platform and I hope you take care.
We know the customers you love and your favorite trends. Joe Digital is here, where your advertising friends will boost your social views with a trendy blend. With Jasmine Ofori guiding you, your success will never end.
Yes, with Jasmine Ofori helping you, your success will never end. So how long did that take you to create that event? Not the video, event.
Oh, leading up to the event, we had been promoting it for at least 3 months leading up to it. So yeah. The more, obviously, just like you said, don't wait till the book is out before you push it. You do it in advance. You keep it in people's faces, repeat it several times, and then that will hopefully, gather the momentum you need when you come to launch the book or, the event that you've got.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's a book. It's an event. It's not a burger, right? You need to you need to advertise it for 3 months. Take your time. Take your time. So, with regards to the video that you made, how long did it take you to create the video?
It took me, I would say, 10 to 15 minutes of bloops. But then I got through it, obviously, and then I edited it. So it didn't take too long. It didn't take too long.
You look so professional in it, and your whole setup, the dress, the earrings, everything's matching, and your signature move, really, the balloons behind you were there as well. And you little by little, you are becoming more and more famous with regards to those balloons.
Thank you.
Everyone likes them. I like them as well. Your designs are good. They are minimalistic and classy.
Thank you.
I don't know many people who don't like minimalistic and classy. Generally speaking, in my view, minimalistic is classy. So I like your designs, and the one that you've got behind you as well, on the depending, you can say left hand side, and if you look at the screen right hand side, you can see the QR code as well. And underneath the balloons, it's a really clever design, and on top the name of the company goes, and on the left hand side, on the right hand side, this not this right, the other right. So confusing this. So yeah, you see the the image and the title and the name and the title and the email address. So it is clever designing. Okay, I like clever designing. So so as you can see, that music at the end also enhanced your enhance the event. People like music, and the music and lyrics, generally speaking, stays in people's head, right? So how do you feel about that?
I love it, and then thank you so much for putting it together for me. It does help to reiterate what you stand for. Sometimes words are not enough. Through music, you can communicate so much more, and it's the universal language that we all speak. We all love some level of music. So yeah, thank you, Cyrus.
No, I meant how do you feel about the concept, not the music I made for you?
Oh, the concept. Okay. The concept is good because it sort of, like I said, reiterates what you stand for as a business. It's a good jingle, I suppose, to have every time you sort of promote a book or promote an event that relates to your business. So people know this is who you are, this is what you stand for, and this is why they should come to you, basically, and how you can help them as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But when it comes to music, I find music the best advertising tool, because there is a gap between what you're teaching in your book and the viewer, or what the listener or what the reader is looking for, right? So just to give you a social proof kind of example, last night we had a online event for Raging Waters, Tolu Ekwe's book, and there was this girl called Purvika. So Purvika came to the event, and Purvika is from India. The author, Tolu, is from Nigeria. So like these two countries are from two different continents. They weren't in each other's circle. Like one was from this side of the world, the other one was from the opposite side of the world. But they came to the meeting both with one thing connecting them to each other, and that was the music track. So it was the Raging Waters music track, and they were both talking about the track. And when people talk about music, right, it connects them, right? It's a shortcut. Music is a shortcut when it comes to advertising books and podcasts. Okay, so that gives people one extra reason to like you over a book that is just a book on Amazon. Okay, you've got to stick out. Okay, just like I said in the previous session, there is this Japanese saying which goes, when the carpenter gets the hammer out, the nail that is sticking out the furthest gets the hammer first, right? So we've all had this experience when we had a couple of nails that needed hammering, right? And we hammered the one that is sticking out the furthest first, right? And then we go to the rest of the nails. So I can use the same analogy for books. If a customer has 3 books in mind, and yours has a piece of music and a music video, really, because at the end of the day, how many books do you know who have their own music video or song? Right? I don't know many. Now I know Ekwe, Mrs. Ekwe's book, Tolu Ekwe's book, Raging Waters. It's got its own track called Raging Waters, and so that gives you that extra winning edge, okay? And that person doesn't know how good your book is. That person doesn't know, the same person who's trying to make sure they won't experience the post-purchase blues. You know, when you buy something and you feel, oh, I wish I hadn't bought this. Maybe there's a better one, right? You know, when you buy a dress, when you buy, I don't know, a pair of trousers, or when you buy a laptop, the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh, did I just make the right decision? Or maybe not, I don't know. And then when you receive the item, you think, oh, okay, all right. It does the job. So, so the same person who is worried about the post-purchase blues is gonna that process is gonna be bypassed in her head or in his head, and is gonna buy your book. Why? The buyer doesn't know why, but we know why, because the buyer liked the music track, right? So how many times have you purchased something because you like the advert on the television? It happens a lot. How many times you wanted to buy a bottle of water, but because a Coca-Cola advert was on the television, you changed your mind and you bought a can of Coke? That is happening, just like Robert Cialdini calls it, click and run. The advert clicks something in your head, and the pre-recorded software gets run in the background and bypasses all of your logic, everything you know against a can of Coke, and the damages that sugar can do to your body. No, 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 no. At that moment in time, you want a can of Coke. And that's what Robert Cialdini is referring to. Click and run. The same thing is happening. Same thing was happening to that lady, Provika. She said she hasn't read the book. She literally said it on the show. If you want, you can go ahead and watch the show from last night. She said, I haven't watched it, but I want to know about it now. I want to buy the book because I like the track. So give your book that extra fighting chance, okay? That gives you that unfair advantage over other books, right? But at the end of the day, if your strategies are better, you deserve that win because you've done the hard work, right? So if there's 3 books and one of them does extra marketing, and all 3 books are talking about the same thing and solve the same problem, and you've done your marketing homework, you deserve to win. Life is a competition. If your readers are reading somebody else's book, they are reading your competitor's book, that means your competitor is winning and you are not. You need to ask yourself that question, why? Right? And that's how life works. Life is a competition. I was born as a competition. Millions of sperm cells. One of them, that was me. One. That's how me as a human being was created. The same thing applies to you. The same thing applies to other human beings. So life, automatically, life is a competition. Sometimes it's a cruel one, right? So if you're an author, but your book isn't selling, you have my sympathy to some extent, right? You have our sympathy to some extent. And so where do we draw the line? You didn't know, perhaps you didn't know these things that we are talking about. Now you do. If you don't apply these pieces of advice that we provided from this point onwards, it's on you. If you don't apply those pieces of advice that we provided. Your viewers, your readers, your listeners are influenced by advertising. Please do your advertising right. And tap into review platforms as well, like Goodreads, Amazon, and podcasting platforms as well. This platform that we have here is a podcast here, right? So this is called Spotlight. We shine a spotlight on podcasts. That's why we call it Spotlight, Spodlight, right? So now who wins? Tolu Ekwe or Tolu Ekwe's competitor? Time will tell. Okay, but right now she has the edge, the winning edge over the competition, right? Because we are talking about Tolu, me and Jasmine, and you guys are listening. Now everyone knows about Raging Waters, so that's how it works. Talk to the influences that you have in mind. or influencers that you don't know yet, but you're going to find out about. Find them. They are all over the LinkedIn and YouTube, etc., etc. Find them. Find out which one of them have a show aligned, which is aligned with your line of work, line of thought. Talk to them. They will help you. Jasmine, what do you think so far?
Yes, it's definitely great tips that you've given. Influencers can definitely influence the way that, your books are purchased. It can definitely add weight to your advertising, to your promotions. When you've got an influencer, for example, in a video that you're advertising, if you're running paid ads, for example, it carries more weight and people are more likely to listen and think, oh, I might give this book a chance because there's an influencer behind it pushing, your book or your event or your podcast. Yeah, that's a great tip that you've given there.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. So regarding social media, a lot of, as I said before, a lot of authors don't have social media. Please create social media for your book, okay? If you don't do it for yourself, please do it for the sake of your book. Please do that. If you have a social media platform, please make it better. It can always get better. Make sure everything looks the same. Make sure when they, we talked about the balloons behind Jasmine's back, right? In the background, you see the balloons. So these are her signature move, basically, right? And please make sure you let the viewers know that this is you. This is your work. Make it easy for people to find you, and make it easy for people to recognize you, right? And when people come to your advertising material, they give you 8 seconds. Just like Donald Miller says, your advertising material and everything that you do should make sense to an early human from 200,000 years ago. Oh, the early human has a look. Oh, me like balloon, me like balloons, me like Jasmine advertising on Facebook. Okay, so it should be so simple. A 5-year-old understands what you're doing. If it's too difficult, human brain hates to burn extra calories, the calories that it doesn't need to burn, right? Your brain has your brain is busy. It's got more important things to do, right? Your brain will divide things into 2 categories: music and noise. We listen to the music and we get rid of noise, right? We don't like to listen to noise. We like to listen to the music. Attention span on average is 8 seconds now, even less. Have you noticed how much shorter the content has become compared to before, 2010, even 2015? The content has gone shorter. The shorts are like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, the longest. Why? The same person sits down on a sofa and watches Titanic for over 3 hours, 2 hours, right? What is the difference? The same person who doesn't give you 8 seconds gives other people 2-3 hours. Why? The other person is a better storyteller. They have a story to tell, right? Best tellers are best sellers, right? Good tellers are best sellers. So basically, be a storyteller, be a great storyteller, right? So, and the way we have chosen to tell the story is through the medium of music. Everyone listens to the music, right? People who are capable of listening, they listen to music. And we had a conversation about it, and I came to the conclusion that we need a music video for it as well. Then we created the music video. So the the platforms. We discussed the platforms as well. We discussed the websites, yes. And now next is build a newsletter. Transform casual followers into loyal fans by offering exclusive updates and bonus content. You know what Tracy said earlier? She said she gives 2 updates a week. Was it 2 updates a day? I think she said 2 updates a day. That was her strategy. And so creating something like a newsletter, giving updates, makes people want to come back. Give people a reason to come back, please, right? And another important point that Tracy made was be consistent. If you commit to your listeners will commit to you. The law of reciprocation, right? If you're there every Thursday, well, guess what? Your listeners will be with you every Thursday. Your fans will be with you every Thursday at a particular time. So every week at 10 p.m. on Saturday, and sometimes extra session on Sundays, we are there. I'm talking about UK and GMT time, right? Greenwich time. 10 p.m. We're there with Annie Osong and Jasmine Ofori. We are advertising books, right? Through the medium of music and visual arts. And the last thing that I wanted to add is create your own video room. If you're an author, create a podcast, create an video room. Audio rooms are coming to an end in terms of what's it called? LinkedIn. In terms of what LinkedIn does, LinkedIn, I think it will they will sunset a full sunset on audio room, aren't they?
Yes,
Jasmine.
that's right. Yes, that's right. You'd have to connect a third-party tool to have LinkedIn Live, but it won't be quite as it was before. So this is where there are opportunities to tap into. For example, I'm experimenting with Clubhouse, how to integrate that to still give that audio event kind of feel experience to keep that, because that's what made it authentic and that's what helped people to engage. So that's something I'm tinkering with. And I think it's a great. Oh, sorry.
That's fantastic. So
Yeah.
I'm going to share the screen with you guys and have a look at this one. There you go.
Yes, absolutely, Jesse. Clubhouse is powerful. I enjoyed it so much. It's so addictive. Thank you for that.
Okay, there you go. Clubhouse. Can you see?
Yes.
Can you see Clubhouse?
Interesting thing about Clubhouse, by the way, is that when you're, speaking, you can actually put in background music, so you don't need to connect any equipment with it as well. So background music could be playing, and that would obviously help to enhance the environment, depending on what you want to achieve. So yeah, I discovered that, and I find that interesting. I had fun yesterday.
Well, that's good. So you can create a room, create a discussion there.
Yes,
Bring
that's it.
people to stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Create a room, bring discussions in, and you can even schedule it in advance, just like you would with LinkedIn audio. You would schedule it on a bi-weekly, a daily, or a monthly basis, depending on what you want to do. And that allows you to, run audio events and get people in there to have a discussion. So it's just like LinkedIn audio, but slightly better, because Clubhouse, they were the reason why LinkedIn decided to incorporate that audio event into what they do. So yeah, it's interesting. And if you haven't got Clubhouse, please download it, because nowadays the audio events that I will be running will be through Clubhouse.
Excellent. So I've never tried Clubhouse on a computer. I have got the app on my phone, but I've never tried it on computer. Have you ever tried it on computer?
I've tested it out, and it only works best on a mobile phone. So if you do download it to your mobile phone, and then when you see the link on the audio events, you just copy that link and put it into the browser to join the discussion using your phone. Right now, the laptop is not the best way to join.
Absolutely.
I'm sure with time they'll probably make that possible.
Yeah. So there's another one called Go Brunch. Was it
Go Brunch? I've not heard of that one yet, but I can explore.
Yeah, Go Brunch was I think it was created by Richard Lowenthal, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yes, yeah. While you're looking for Go Brunch, Jessie's just said Clubhouse have a chat for everyone as well. So as you're doing the audio events, you can actually chat at the same time. Whereas with LinkedIn audio, when you're chatting, you have to sort of come off, the audio event to put the chat in and then go back into the audio session. You're doing this simultaneously, so at the same time chatting as well as listening in. So that makes it more interactive.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to different rooms, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And you can create your own rooms, and they are audio events, and there you go. Okay, good. Okay, fine. So there are alternatives. So you are able to copy this link and share it with anyone you want as well.
Yeah.
So you can record, stop recording. Okay. Yeah, I have an account with them, but I've not really used it because I never found never found it a platform that I would use regularly. That's why I didn't use it. But it's a really good platform, and anyway, the point is, you need to create a community, right? Do it on Clubhouse, do it on YouTube, do it on Facebook. These days, the problem isn't not having the resources. The problem is there are too many resources, and that becomes confusing, right? The best thing for you is to do your own research and find out where your customers are hanging out, right? That's what you need. That's what you need to do, okay? You need to do, this beautiful platform, by the way, Go Brunch, is created by Richard Lowenthal. Yes, I got the name right. Yes. Yep. You are 100% right. Creating a community is really important. Please remember, if you don't create a community around your book will not succeed. Okay? I am saying that loud and clear, right? I want your book to succeed. Please give your book a fighting chance, right? Give your book what it needs, the oxygen it needs. What's the oxygen for your book? Create a community. Create an audio room, video room. And some people are like, oh, no, I'm too shy. You're not too shy to accept the money. Are you? No. You're not too shy to sell 500 books, are you? So please do something about it. If between you and creating the life that you deserve and you need, there is making a small tweak in your life, changing something, please do it. Do it for your book. Do it for the next generation. Do it for children. Do it for your dreams, right? Are you too shy to go in front of the camera? Okay. Begin by going to video rooms by deactivating your camera. That turns into an audio room, right? You don't even have to leave LinkedIn and go elsewhere. You can go to Go Brunch. You can go to Clubhouse. You can do whatever. The point is, you need to do something about your book, all right? Help me help you, okay? So do something along them lines. So you need to do regular posts as well. Why do you have to do regular posts? Because when something turns into something regular, it creates an addiction. People come back to read your content. They become addicted to it. And if they don't read your stuff, they will go ahead and read somebody else's stuff. The same thing applies to you. You read some other people's stuff. You read your own stuff, you write your own stuff, yes. But at the same time, you read other people's stuff. I read Paulette Hallam's stuff. I read Annie Osong's stuff. And before I joined LinkedIn, I didn't even know who these people were. I didn't even know who the creator of Go Brunch was. I went to a couple of events and he was there. He's quite a nice guy. Very, very down to earth. And you cannot meet Richard Lowenthal and not like him. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. It's so likable. So where did I find him? I found him on LinkedIn, right? So I cannot stress enough, okay? And regarding your marketing strategy, now let me finish on this. You have created a book and you think it's worth talking about, but you don't talk about it, but you need to, right? You've created a book and you start talking about it and you feel you're stressed. You feel like things aren't going your way. So more often than not, when you're feeling stressed about your book, that means you've got a decision to make, which you haven't made yet. That's what causes anxiety, right? That's what causes stress. You have a decision to make. As an example, you need to get over the fear of public speaking. Many other people have done it. I've done it, right? I wasn't able to speak in public spaces. Now I'm helping other people to do it. So I had to make a change because there was a gap between what I wanted and what I needed to become, right? So I needed to do that. And it was non-negotiable. And I had to do it, and I did it. I had a conversation with my mother, and, I went back to the manufacturer. I said, Mom, there is a problem with the product. So I went back to the manufacturer and said, all right, I don't like it. And then she was like, well, tough. You have to. I like it. And all right, so you were like this since childhood. Now, what are you going to do? What's it going to be? She's so straight, too straight sometimes. And she said to me, what's it going to be? Are you going to, so you either have to say goodbye to your dreams and goals or change. I said, all right, we'll change then. It was difficult, but it happened, right? And if I hadn't made that change, I wouldn't meet Jasmine Ofori. And Jasmine, what's next for us? What's next for authors? Now they've created a book. They try to. What should they do next? They try to improve the marketing strategy. What should they do next?
Okay, if they've tried to improve their marketing strategy and it's not working, then they need to look at other means of promoting. This is where paid ads comes in. Experts like myself and you will be able to assist them in promoting their book. So we could run Facebook ads for you to create that awareness so that, you can get more book purchases. But the awareness is the key thing. if you are in front of people many times over, then you're more likely to hit them with your book sale than rather, not do anything about it, and then just let things roll, basically. So you have to have a strategy in mind when you're promoting your book, and you seek for help, because by
Jasmine,
seeking for help, that's when.
I'm sorry for stopping you.
Yeah.
Jasmine, you say you need to have a strategy. Some people are sick of this, right? When somebody told me when I didn't have a strategy, I was like, "What do you mean you have to have a strategy?"
What do you mean? Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
please expand on that a bit.
Okay, to expand on that, yeah, everybody does say we need to have a strategy. I guess you have to think about the end goal in mind, isn't it? What do you want to achieve with, your book? What do you want? What impact do you want to leave? And what goals do you want to reach? When you set that, then it makes it easier to put things in place, and to find the right people to help you to push it in the direction that you want it to go. So that's where strategy comes from, having a goal, isn't it? The goal that you want to achieve, and then from there you work things out and you put the elements together to move forward. That's my view of it, anyway.
That's phenomenal. Thank you.
Yeah.
Perhaps I needed people to hear it from you, because you said it better. And what I would add to it is marketing strategy, right? So let's talk about the marketing for a second. Marketing, in my view, is finding out what the customer wants and finding the shortest way possible and within the most painless way, getting people from A to B. So finding out what people want and giving it to them as fast as possible, without them feeling the pain of trying to find it, right? And don't try to sell people anything either. If you try to sell people your book, they won't buy it. Don't try to sell it. Find out why they need it, and go to a chapter where you've solved that problem, right? And tell them, this is where you find the answer. Have a read. Did you like it? Yes. Is it an answer to a question? Yes. There's plenty more. Get this book. Right? And your strategy now should be to get people to gift your book to other people. Right? Don't deal with it as a product. It's a gift. You have given the community a gift. A book is a gift. It's more than just a product, right? Because it's like a toolbox. You can use it over and over again and again. If you keep that book, you can use it forever, for as long as you keep it. People like your comments, Jasmine. They're saying, well said, Jasmine. I told you, you explain things better, Jasmine. And I'm grateful. And Jesse is saying people need to face the inner critic. Yeah, of course. You need to face that inner critic. And if I can come to public spaces and speak, so can you. Okay? And remember, anything in life, really. If I can do it, so can you. Right? Okie dokie. Now, I'm going to play one last video. This video was made by me and Jasmine. It was a collaboration between me and Jasmine. This one is, oh yeah.
No power greater than love. Imagine, what if there was a world beyond what we can see? What if our dreams were not just dreams? What if there is a place where we can live and love in peace and harmony? What if a science fiction romance wasn't fiction? Get ready.
I apologize.
No power greater than love. Imagine, what if there was a world beyond what we can see? What if our dreams were not just dreams? What if there is a place where we can live and love in peace and harmony? What if a science fiction romance wasn't fiction? Get ready to lose yourself with Lee and Van in a romantic adventure that up to now was just a fantasy. You will discover love has no boundaries. Explore the complexities of connections that span across galaxies and the heartwarming reminder of the power of love. Leslie Flowers has been blazing trails for the business leaders for decades, leveraging the laws of achievement and timeless success. Principles. Already an acclaimed writer, her new book invites you to explore what could be. With a passion for exploring the human condition and the mysteries of the universe, Leslie invites you to come along on this interstellar journey that will stay with you long after you finish the last page.
Thank you so much for watching. Jasmine, any closing comments?
It's been great and insightful listening in and also having contributions from Tracy and Ollie. So thank you for coming to the show and sharing your tips and strategy. We appreciate you. And Cyrus, thank you for creating this space for us to discuss this.
Thank you so much for sharing your valuable time with us, Jasmine. Whenever you come to the show, you add value and we appreciate you.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank Tracy and Ollie as well. They were fantastic. And the tips and tricks were phenomenal. I hope you guys got value from this episode of Spotlight. If you have a podcast, if you have a book, please definitely approach us. I promise we won't bite. So let us know if you want your book advertised and how you want your book advertised, and we will help you achieve that goal of yours. And whisperboy.com and Jasmine Ofori and myself, Cyrus. We will be more than glad to help you guys. Even if you are experiencing a small setback, please don't hesitate to contact us. We may be able to help you resolve it in the shortest amount of time possible. And if you've been able to resolve any marketing problems, please come to the comment section and share it with us, share it with the rest of the authors. This space is a safe space, and we're all here to help each other. And I would like to thank everybody who joined us on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and both mine and Jasmine's. It was a pleasure meeting you, and see you in the next time. See you in the next one. Have a lovely one, guys.
Thank you, guys. See you. Bye.